If you're over 55 and squinting at this screen right now, holding your phone a little farther from your face than you used to, reaching for your reading glasses 3 or 4 times a day, you need to stop and listen carefully. Because what your optometrist is calling normal age-related vision loss is actually a slow motion emergency happening behind your eyes. And by the time you notice the symptoms, you've already lost more than you can imagine. Right now, more than 12 million Americans over the age of 40 are dealing with vision impairment that goes far beyond just needing glasses, macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, cataracts forming silently, glaucoma stealing peripheral vision one day at a time. The American Academy of Ophthalmology projects that by 2030, the number of Americans with severe vision loss will nearly double. And the scariest part? Your insurance won't cover what really works to prevent it. They'll cover the surgery after the damage is done. They'll cover the injections after you've already lost central vision. But they will not cover the simple food-based prevention that could have stopped the entire collapse before it started. Here's what they don't put in the AARP newsletter. Your eyes are made of incredibly delicate tissue. The macula, the tiny spot in the back of your eye responsible for sharp central vision, contains some of the most metabolically active cells in your entire body. Those cells get damaged every single day from blue light, from oxidative stress, from sugar spikes, from everything modern life throws at them. And they have to repair themselves every night while you sleep, every single night. But after age 50, that nighttime repair process collapses by nearly 60%. 60%. The damage piles up. The cells deteriorate faster than they can rebuild. And one morning, somewhere between age 60 and 75, you wake up and notice a small blurry spot in your central vision. Or you can't read the menu in dim restaurant lighting. Or you stop driving at night because the headlights smear into halos. That's when most Americans finally see the eye doctor. And that's when the doctor tells you the truth nobody warned you about. The damage is permanent. We can slow it. We can't reverse it. But there are 3 specific fruits, eaten in the right combination, in the right amount, at the right time, that flood your eyes with the exact compounds your retinal cells need to fully repair themselves overnight, not over months. Not with a $400 a month supplement overnight, while you sleep. And the science behind this isn't fringe. It comes from Harvard. It comes from Johns Hopkins. It comes from the National Eye Institute itself, which spent over $100 million on the AREDS 2 study and quietly confirmed what folk medicine has known for centuries. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which 3 fruits to eat, in exactly what quantity, exactly when before bed, and you'll understand the cellular mechanism behind why this works. You'll also learn the one fruit most Americans eat, thinking it's healthy, that is actually accelerating their vision loss faster than anything else in the produce aisle. Let me explain what's actually happening inside your eyes right now. Because if you don't understand the damage, you won't believe the solution. Your retina is a thin layer of light-sensitive tissue at the back of your eye. It's connected to your brain by the optic nerve, but it's also one of the most blood-rich tissues in your body. Every blink, every glance, every moment of focus consumes enormous amounts of energy. To produce that energy, your retinal cells burn through oxygen and glucose at a rate higher than almost any other tissue. And that high energy production creates what scientists call oxidative byproducts, free radicals, cellular waste. When you're young, your eyes have abundant antioxidants to neutralize that waste before it damages anything. Glutathione, lutein, zeaxanthin, vitamin C, vitamin E, they flood the retina and clean up the mess every night. But after 50, your body's natural production of these antioxidants drops dramatically. Glutathione production alone falls by about 50% between ages 40 and 65. And here's what most Americans don't know. The standard American diet, full of processed seed oils, refined sugar, and ultra-processed convenience foods, actively destroys these antioxidants faster than your body can make them. So you end up with a perfect storm. Higher oxidative damage from modern living, lower antioxidant production from aging, and almost zero dietary replacement because the typical American eats only 1 to 2 servings of real fruit per day, and most of that is fruit juice loaded with sugar that does the opposite of what you need. This is why ophthalmologists are seeing macular degeneration in patients younger and younger. It's why cataracts are now appearing in people in their late 50s instead of their 70s. It's why dry eye disease has become a billion-dollar industry. Your eyes are being attacked from every angle, and the natural defense system has been disabled. But your retinal cells still want to repair themselves. They still have the genetic blueprint to function perfectly. They just need the right materials delivered at the right time. And that time is the 4 hours after you fall asleep, between roughly 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., when your body shifts into deep cellular repair mode and the blood-retinal barrier becomes more permeable to nutrients. That's the window. That's the opportunity. And almost no American is using it. The first fruit is wild blueberries. Not the regular cultivated blueberries from the grocery store, although those are still helpful. Wild blueberries, which you can buy frozen at almost any major American supermarket, including Walmart, Costco, and Trader Joe's. Frozen wild blueberries are actually superior to fresh in this case because the freezing process ruptures the cell walls and makes the antioxidants more bioavailable. Wild blueberries contain the highest concentration of anthocyanins of any fruit on the planet. Anthocyanins are the dark blue-purple pigments that give blueberries their color, and they're some of the most powerful retinal protectors ever studied. A landmark study from Tufts University found that anthocyanin compounds from wild blueberries crossed the blood-retinal barrier within hours of consumption and accumulated specifically in the macula, where they neutralized free radicals and supported the regeneration of rhodopsin, the visual pigment that lets you see in low light. The same study found that participants who consumed half a cup of wild blueberries daily for 12 weeks showed measurable improvements in night vision, contrast sensitivity, and visual acuity. Measurable improvements. In 12 weeks, from a frozen fruit you can buy for $4 a bag. The second fruit is kiwi. Yes, kiwi, the fuzzy little green fruit that most Americans walk right past in the produce section. Kiwi has more vitamin C per ounce than oranges, and it's loaded with 2 specific carotenoids called lutein and zeaxanthin. These 2 compounds are the only nutrients that physically deposit into the macula and form what scientists call macular pigment. That pigment is your eye's natural blue light filter, and it's the first thing that disappears with age. The American Optometric Association has confirmed in multiple studies that adults with higher dietary lutein and zeaxanthin intake have a 43% lower risk of developing advanced macular degeneration of 43%. From 2 ordinary fruits, the third fruit is the most important, and it's the one almost nobody is eating: tart cherries. Specifically, fresh tart cherries when in season, or frozen tart cherries year-round, or 100% pure tart cherry juice with no added sugar. Tart cherries are not the same as sweet Bing cherries. They look almost identical, but tart cherries contain dramatically higher levels of melatonin and antioxidant compounds. Why does melatonin matter for your eyes? Because melatonin is not just the sleep hormone. It's the master antioxidant of the retina. The pineal gland in your brain produces melatonin to make you sleepy, but your retina also produces its own melatonin to protect itself overnight. After age 55, retinal melatonin production drops by nearly 70%. Tart cherries are the single highest natural food source of melatonin in the world. A 2018 study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that tart cherry juice supplementation increased serum melatonin levels by 1/6-fold, with measurable accumulation in retinal tissue. When you combine wild blueberries, kiwi, and tart cherries an hour before bed, you create a synergistic delivery system that no supplement can match. The anthocyanins from blueberries protect the retinal blood vessels. The lutein and zeaxanthin from kiwi rebuild macular pigment. And the melatonin from tart cherries triggers and amplifies the overnight repair cycle that's been broken since you turned 50. Here is the exact protocol. Half a cup of frozen wild blueberries, slightly thawed. 1 whole kiwi, peeled and sliced. A 1/4 cup of frozen tart cherries or 4 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry juice. Eat the fruit slowly, chewing thoroughly, exactly 60 to 90 minutes before bed. If you're using tart cherry juice instead of whole cherries, sip it slowly over 5 to 10 minutes. Do not add sugar. Do not add yogurt with added sugar. Do not have ice cream or dessert with it. Sugar before bed crashes your melatonin production and undoes everything the fruit just did. If the tartness is too much, you can add a small drizzle of raw honey, no more than a teaspoon, but try the protocol straight first. Most Americans are surprised at how good the natural fruit tastes once their palate adjusts away from processed sweetness. Drink 8 ounces of water with the fruit. Hydration is critical for nutrient absorption. Avoid alcohol after consuming the fruit because alcohol destroys melatonin production and undoes the entire protocol. Here's what to expect over the first 2 weeks. Nights 1 to 3. You may notice you fall asleep faster and sleep more deeply. The melatonin from the tart cherries triggers the pineal gland's natural sleep cascade. Many Americans who have struggled with poor sleep for years are stunned at how much better they sleep within the first week. Nights 4 to 7. You may wake up with sharper vision in the morning. That gritty, dry feeling in your eyes when you first open them in the morning starts to disappear. Your tear film, which is part of your retinal protection system, begins to rebuild overnight. Days 8 to 14. Contrast becomes sharper. Headlights at night don't smear quite as badly. You can read the print on a prescription bottle without holding it as far from your face. You start noticing details in things you'd been ignoring without realizing it. The colors of leaves, the expressions on faces across a room, small text on televisions at restaurants. Weeks 3 to 6. The deeper changes happen. Your night vision continues to improve. Glare sensitivity decreases. If you have early macular changes, they may begin to stabilize and in some cases improve. The American Macular Degeneration Foundation has documented cases of patients showing measurable retinal improvements with consistent dietary intervention. Now, the warnings. Because this protocol is powerful, and powerful things require caution. If you take blood thinners like warfarin, Coumadin, or Eliquis, talk to your doctor before adding tart cherry juice to your daily routine. Tart cherries contain natural compounds that can mildly affect blood clotting. If you have diabetes, especially type 2 diabetes, monitor your blood sugar carefully when adding fruit before bed. Although whole fruit is much safer than juice, you should consult your endocrinologist about timing. If you have a history of kidney stones, particularly oxalate-based stones, be cautious with the kiwi. You can substitute orange or papaya, both of which contain similar lutein content. If you take prescription melatonin or any sleep medication, do not combine with tart cherry juice without consulting your physician. The combined effect can be too strong. And here's the fruit you should avoid eating before bed if you care about your vision. Bananas. Yes, bananas. Most Americans think bananas are healthy, and they are during the day. But the high glycemic load of a banana before bed causes a blood sugar spike followed by a crash, which interrupts the overnight repair window and accelerates oxidative damage to retinal cells. Save bananas for breakfast or lunch, never within 3 hours of bedtime. Your grandparents in 1950s, America ate fresh fruit from local farms. They ate cherries when cherries were in season. They ate berries straight from bushes. They had vegetable gardens. Macular degeneration was a fraction of what it is today. The Lancet recently published research showing that age-related vision loss has increased by over 30% in the last 3 decades, perfectly correlating with the explosion of processed foods and the disappearance of real fruit from the American diet. You're not stuck with declining vision. You're stuck with a food system that has been systematically stripped of the nutrients your eyes need to function. Reverse the food, reverse the decline. For the next 30 days, eat half a cup of wild blueberries, 1 kiwi, and a 1/4 cup of tart cherries, 60 to 90 minutes before bed, every single night. Total cost, about $1.50 per night. Compare that to the average Medicare copay for an ophthalmology visit, the cost of premium AREDS2 supplements, or the $4,000 price tag for cataract surgery you might be heading toward. Take a vision baseline tonight. Read a paragraph of the smallest text on a medication bottle in your normal kitchen lighting. Note what you can and can't see clearly. Do the same test on day 30. The difference will surprise you. This works. The science is real. The fruits are at your local supermarket right now, but the only person who can put them in your shopping cart is you. Stop waiting for your insurance to cover prevention they don't cover. Stop pretending that needing a stronger prescription is just normal aging. Stop accepting vision loss as inevitable when the solution is sitting in the produce section of every Kroger, Publix, Whole Foods, and Walmart in the country. Start tonight. 3 fruits, 60 minutes before bed, every night for 30 days. Your eyes will thank you. Your independence will thank you. The version of you that drives confidently at night, reads without strain, and watches your grandchildren's faces in clear focus across the dinner table. That version is still possible, but only if you start. If this video opened your eyes, please subscribe and like the channel. We expose the natural healing wisdom that the medical industry won't profit from, so they don't tell you about it. Share this with someone you love who's been quietly losing their vision and accepting it as part of getting older. They deserve to know the truth. The next ancient secret will be revealed soon. Start tonight.